While all eyes are on downtown Charlotte, 4 suburbs are posting numbers that have Wall Street paying attention. We're talking about 40% jumps in property values and major companies moving their headquarters out here. Today, I'll be breaking down data behind the biggest suburban home value surge Charlotte's seen in decades. We're going to look at exactly which areas are booming, what's driving growth, and why missing this wave could mean missing the opportunity of a lifetime. So let's get into it. We'll start with Ballantyne, a suburb that's pretty much turning into Charlotte's version of Silicon Valley, where biggest companies are spending billions because they believe this area is the future. Ballantyne Corporate Park was once the US's largest speculative corporate development, and today it houses 300 companies across 39 buildings with 4.4 million square feet and 13,000 daily employees. In 2024, they locked down 720,000 square feet of rentals, renewals, and expansions, and that beats pre-pandemic levels. It's got a 70% occupancy rate, and major relocations include Clifton Larson Allen, which moved its entire uptown Charlotte office to here. But just wait until you see what's going on in the population boom in Indianland, which is just next to Ballantyne. These numbers are going to totally change the way you think about how suburbs grow. Median home prices in the Ballantyne area are $655,000 with an average days on market of 19 and a list price to sale price ratio of over 99%. The values of homes are about $250 a square foot, which is up year over year, and a market supply of about 4 months. One of the things Ballantyne hangs its hat on is educational excellence. Ardrey Kell High School is ranked number 3 in the Charlotte area and number 7 in North Carolina. It features a 97% graduation rate with scores like 91% in math proficiency and 86% in reading proficiency. The coolest thing about Ballantyne is the bowl. It's a $400 million mixed-use development on 20 acres that was a former golf course. One of my favorites, by the way. The bowl features 1,000 apartments, 300,000 square feet of retail, and 200 hotel rooms, and it's an 18-hour destination concept. But here's the thing, what we're seeing in Ballantyne is a whole new way of doing business. Instead of building tall towers in the middle of the city, companies are picking out these big suburban campuses, and it shows a major shift from the way they think to where they set up to how they keep their best workers and what kind of work culture that they want. But if Ballantyne is the brain behind this suburban change, the next area is the muscle. It's going to give you a level of industry going on here that's seriously going to surprise you. But first, do me a favor, and it'll only take a second. If you want to understand the real estate market in Charlotte, hit that subscribe button. We're following where the money's going, where populations are moving to and from, and the kind of info that helps smart investors stand out from the rest, so don't miss it. Now, what's happening along the I-85 corridor between Charlotte and the Triad is a race for land. Big companies are grabbing spots fast in Concord and Kannapolis. In fact, Concord has a 2% appreciation rate since 2020. And the median household income is about 5.8% higher than it was in 2020 and 2021. One of the coolest things about Concord and Kannapolis is the accessibility for home buyers. The median home price in Concord is $377,000 with about $200 per square foot, and in Kannapolis it's $309,000 or about $200 a square foot. With average days on market like 52 and 58, it gives buyers opportunities. And there's some major industrial projects going on as well. McCraney's Concord Gateway is a $45 million investment off of I-85 exit 55. Its phase 1 is going to be completed in 2026 and phase 2 in 2028. The buildings average between 10,000 and 64,000 square feet. And there's cross-border tax strategies we'll explore with Rock Hill are creating opportunities that most investors don't even know exist yet. But getting back to Kannapolis now, some notable developments in Kannapolis are the Kannapolis Crossing and Overlook I-85, Lakeshore Corporate Park, Metro 63, and 85 Exchange. All of them have over 700,000 square feet of space, and they've already locked down some tenants like Chick-fil-A, who's become Lakeshore Corporate Park's first tenant. Amazon also has major corporate investment here, 200,000 square foot same-day delivery facility with 100 full-time employees. MI Homes is developing 233 townhomes on 48 acres just outside of Kannapolis with strong transportation advantages on I-85 and public transportation. So the changes along the I-85 corridor are more than just new factories or warehouses. What's really happening here is the start of a major supply chain route that's going to shape business in the whole region for the next 10 years. And if you think these industrial numbers are wild, just wait till you see the housing boom that's turning heads all over South Carolina. Now let's take a look at Indianland. The population numbers here are going to blow your mind. We're seeing changes in who's moving and how fast the area is growing. It's happening so quickly that experts are having to rethink the way that they understand how suburbs grow across the whole region. Lancaster County is the fastest growing county around Charlotte, with a 12% population increase from 2020 to 2023. That's right, we went from 96,000 residents to 108,000 residents in that 3-year period. Indian Land zip code 29707 had an 86% growth increase since 2013, rising 35,000 residents, and it's projected that it will rise an additional 25% over the next 15 years. But the real game changer is what's happening in Rock Hill. They're using their spot near the state line in a smart way to give businesses big advantages, but we'll get to that in a second. The median home price in Indian Land is $525,000. That's about 5.5% year-over-year increase, with an average price per square foot of $217,000 and a list price to sale price ratio of 99%. The median days on market are about 42, so it's still a relatively strong seller's market. There's some huge commercial developments that have just been announced. Costco has purchased almost 28 acres on Charlotte Highway, which is Highway 521, with a warehouse that's targeted for a late 2025 opening. Continental Tire North America has unveiled a 90,000 square foot, 3-story office building that's going to serve as its expanded Lancaster County headquarters with capacity for about 350 employees. And Sharon View Federal Credit Union, which is headquartered in Indian Land, serves about 85,000 members. There's also multiple major businesses, including one of Target's newest flagship stores. There's some strategic cross-border advantages. So this area in Indian Land gives you North Carolina and South Carolina access. It's about 17 miles from uptown Charlotte. So there's some tax optimization strategies and regulatory advantages that businesses are taking advantage of between the states. Now here's the deal. Indian Land is something new in how suburbs grow. It's expanding faster than the roads, schools, and services can keep up with. That brings in huge chances, but also huge problems. When growth happens this fast, it usually ends up as either a big success or a serious mess. And the idea that using the state border to attract businesses hits its peak in our last market. South Carolina's business perks are pulling in companies and changing the whole region. All right, let me tell you something. What's happening in Rock Hill is like a master class in smart planning. The city's using its spot near the state line and special business deals to build advantages that big cities just can't compete with. Rock Hill is home to about 76,000 residents. It's the 5th largest city in South Carolina and the only major South Carolina city in the Charlotte metro area. It's about 24 miles south of Charlotte on I-77, but it still has close proximity to Charlotte Douglas International Airport. The median home price in Rock Hill is $344,000, which is up 7.2% year over year. It's about $200 per square foot, and the median home's on the market for 50 days, and a sale price to list price ratio of 100%. Rock Hill is also home to some business development initiatives. The Knowledge Park, which is a gigabyte broadband office space and skilled talent access. And when it comes to industrial, Rock Hill does it well. The Rock Hill Commerce Center is a multi-phase industrial park development, and South Carolina business incentives are available for manufacturing and distribution centers. It's got transportation connections to major interstates, airports, seaports, and railways. And the growth in Rock Hill is also going to have future transit impacts. The Charlotte Moves plans, which is going to invest $8 to $12 billion in proposed rail and BRT investments. And there's been talk about Charlotte's light rail eventually coming all the way down to Rock Hill. It's such a strategic position for future transit expansion. And Rock Hill's success isn't just about lower taxes or easy rules for business. It's about building a setup where companies can tap into Charlotte's resources but still enjoy South Carolina's perks. This way of doing things is starting to become a model that other towns near state borders want to copy. So the Charlotte suburban boom of 2025 is a perfect mix of smart locations, companies moving in, new infrastructure, and changing populations. Valentine leads with lots of businesses and fancy amenities. Concord and Kannapolis are growing with industry along I-85, and Indian Land is seeing a huge jump with people moving in. But Rock Hill is using its spot as a gateway in South Carolina to its advantage really well. Want to learn more about these markets or find specific opportunities in any of these areas? Email us at info@jwhitegroup.com to get started. We can connect you with local experts and help you understand the investment scene or give you details on any of these suburbs. And if you found this breakdown useful, check out our next video, which is linked right here. It's where we rank Charlotte's best and worst suburbs, and I promise you this list is going to surprise you. If you're buying a home in Charlotte in 2025, you don't want to skip this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you there.